They're huge. I mean, it's actually they're fundamental to the growth of an ecosystem. Without events like this to bring people together within a community, give them a chance to meet experts, to meet people who have done something before, it changes things. You'll see a lot of economies around the world that don't have events like this, and it doesn't create that same sense of community. You've got 150, 200 people here today that now are able to walk away understanding crowdfunding to supply chain to manufacturing, retail, pitching, investors, and they're able to walk away and do something with them, which inevitably grows the community, grows the ecosystem, and we can have more events like this. It's a great question. I think in San Francisco, you have almost a culture that influences the community of always wanting to help. People are always willing to make introductions. They're always willing to take a coffee with you, to support, to give you something. It's ingrained. That's how the Valley became the success it is today. Mm-hmm. But what you'll notice is that the communities are all very connected. There's a lot of integration. Whereas here in Shenzhen, what I've noticed is that people want to help. They are actually very happy to. Some people are not. Some people are still trying to figure out if they want to even share what they're doing. The community is also pretty dispersed. You've got great players like some of the co-working spaces like Simply Work, who brings people together, has several events, tries to bring that culture in. Startup Launchpad, both the big and the small events do the same thing of just putting people together and giving them that feeling of like, it's okay, share. And so I think one of the biggest differences is that the community in San Francisco, while might be all over the city, is very much connected. Here in Shenzhen, it's still trying to figure out its connection and its bond across a very large city as well. But it's very genuine. So it's very interesting. Here in Shenzhen, what I've noticed is that companies or individuals will have an idea, and it's product crowdfunding, or it's product ? Venture funding actually is almost that afterthought. It comes later down the line, unless they're seasoned. Yeah. Unless they come from the Valley or from around the world and they've done it before. But for the most, it's like, create a product A. What do I do with it? And they hear from events like here at Startup Launchpad and others of opportunities of crowdfunding, venture, retail, and they're like, oh, okay. Well, now how do I take that next step? And that's what's so valuable about an event like this, is that within 30 minutes they can hear one of us talk about how to take your product to crowdfunding, how to raise money, and it starts to re-spark, which is a little bit missing right now in most here. Yeah, so ReadWrite is a media company, and we have a global startup accelerator called ReadWrite Labs. And so ReadWrite itself, we were actually the first tech publication ever created almost 15 years ago. Okay. And we're kind of the voice of what it meant to build technology and what was this side of innovation that people hadn't heard about before. 15 years later, still doing it, pushing forward in this new world of connected devices, IoT, everything connected, and driving that force of what innovation means around the world. And on the accelerator side, we work with companies globally, between San Francisco, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and help them really understand how to be global from day one, how to succeed within their vertical, and how to be very active on a local scale in their communities. Because if they do that, that's one level of success that they can have, which starts to spiral to all the other levels of success. So the way that we help is twofold. On ReadWrite.com and our media side, we throw events around the world. We write content, so we cover some of the latest companies, technologies, what they're doing, so startups are able to get exposure, and not just San Francisco startups, not just startups in London. It's startups everywhere. So startups here in China to Hong Kong to South Africa are getting exposure around the world at our events and on our media site as well, ReadWrite.com. On the accelerator, we work with companies from almost day one. A company can have just an idea, come in and say, where do I get started? We work with them, help them understand how to take that big idea and actually put it down into a company, how to build a story around it, how to maybe take it crowdfunding, maybe raise money, launch it, show that there's customers, prove that people want it, and help them grow and scale. We do this from ideas companies with just an idea all the way up to companies who have raised millions and millions of dollars or who are generating millions of dollars in revenue. And we pretty much get our hands dirty from day one. So it's not just, hey, let's talk kind of relationship. It's, we are a part of your team. We are advisors. We are there to help you succeed, because at the end of the day, if you succeed, the industry, the community succeeds as well, and entrepreneurship continues to grow globally. Yeah, so Shenzhen startups can go to readwrite.com, check out all the content there. They can also go to readwritelabs.com and apply to any of our accelerators around the world. Reach out to me on Twitter or any other social media or email, along with the rest of the team. We're all very open to helping. So social media, email if they're lucky enough to have a card, which I'm happy to share. And then, of course, readwrite.com and ReadWrite Labs.